Welcome. We are going to sing a three-part canon setting of Galatians chapter 5, verses 1 and 13, kind of just shoved together here. So I'm here with my friends Andy and Jonathan. We'll sing it for you once in unison and then two more times as a three-part canon. And after that, we'll learn the phrases and see if we can stick them back together at the end. So this is what it sounds like. Ready? For freedom, Christ has set us free. Stand firm, therefore, and do not submit again to a yoke of slavery. For you were called to freedom, brothers.
For freedom, Christ has set us free. Stand firm, therefore, and do not submit
Christ has set us free.
Of slavery.
Stand firm, therefore, and do not submit
Christ
again to a
has
yoke of
Stand
slavery.
firm, therefore,
For you were called to
Christ
freedom,
has set to a yoke of
brothers.
slavery.
For you were called
to
Christ has set us free. Stand firm, therefore, and do not submit again to a yoke of slavery.
Stand firm, therefore,
For you were
and
called
do not
to
submit
freedom,
again to a yoke of slavery. For you were called to freedom, brother.
And that's what it sounds like. All right, so the first phrase, I'll split it in half. You repeat after me. It sounds like this. For freedom, Christ has set us free. Ready? Try it.
For freedom, Christ has set us free.
And then it continues. Stand firm, therefore, and do.
Stand firm, therefore, and do.
And we'll just stick that downbeat in there just to make sure we know where it's headed. So repeat the first phrase again. For freedom, Christ has set us free. Stand firm, therefore, and do. Okay, now we'll continue do as the beginning of our second phrase, which is going to sound like this. Do not submit again to a yoke.
Do not submit again to a yoke.
And then yoke becomes yoke of slavery.
Yoke of slavery.
Put those together, starting on do.
Do not submit again to a yoke of slavery.
Good. Before we move on to phrase 3, let's do 1 and 2 again as a review from the beginning. Here we go.
For freedom, Christ has set us free. Stand firm, therefore, and do not submit again to a yoke of slavery.
Good. And then the third phrase is pretty short and sweet. Let's do the whole thing. Sounds like this. For you were called to freedom, brothers. You don't have to hold it for the whole, technically 2 measures of 6/8. I'm counting in 2, so I'd count brothers. 1, 2, 3, 4. But if you can get most of it, that's great. And then that's where you come in again. So let's repeat that again. For you were called. Ready?
For you were called to freedom, brothers.
Brings us to for free. And that's where we'd start over. So let's go through the whole thing in unison 3 times, and then we'll put it back into canon. So, from the beginning, here we go.
For freedom, Christ has set us free. Stand firm, therefore, and do not submit again to a yoke of slavery. For you were called to freedom, brothers. For freedom, Christ has set us free. Stand firm, therefore, and do not submit again to a yoke of slavery. For you were called to freedom, brothers. For freedom Christ has set us free. Stand firm, therefore, and do not submit again to a yoke of slavery. For you were called to freedom, brothers. For freedom.
That's it. Yeah, that's how it'll start. And it really is important to count there, especially when you do it in canon form. Otherwise, you're going to have a hard time coming in. So that third phrase, as you're singing independently on your part, thinking about coming in, you may even want to tap out, brothers, 1, 2, 3, 4, for freedom. So Andy will be starting. I'll be coming in second. Jonathan will be coming in third. You could all sing with Andy. You could split up and some sing with me, some sing with Jonathan. And we're going to go 3 more times through in a 3-part canon, whenever you're ready.
For freedom Christ has set us free. Stand firm, therefore,
For
and
freedom
do not submit
Christ has
again
set
to a
us
yoke of
free.
slavery.
Stand firm, therefore,
For
and do
freedom
not submit
Christ has
again
set
to a
us
yoke of
free.
slavery.
Stand firm, therefore,
For you were
and
called
do not
to
submit
Christ
again
has
to a
set us
yoke of
free.
slavery. For you were called
freedom Christ has set us free. Stand firm, therefore, and do not submit again to a yoke of slavery.
Stand firm, therefore,
For you were
and
called
do not submit again to a yoke of slavery. For you were called to
Christ has set us free. Stand firm, therefore, and do not submit again to a yoke of slavery.
Stand firm,
For
therefore,
you were
and
called
do not
to
submit
freedom,
again to a yoke of
brothers.
slavery. For you were called to freedom, brothers.
And that's what it sounds like. Thanks for singing with us, and I hope you had fun.